Hey, it's Nicole, and I'm back again. More positive impact for mind and body. I actually asked my angels today what I should talk to you about because, oh, and by the way, I'm Nicole, your psychic trainer. Hi. Um, because sometimes I feel like, you go on these podcasts and they're like streaming a lot of stuff you already know. And maybe you know part of this, maybe you don't know the full extent of it. So I wanted to touch base with you on what is it that's distracting you from your greatest and highest good. Okay, so if you think about it, years or centuries ago, right, we had limited distractions. We had each other mostly to depend on for interaction and socialization and information. Now we have all these devices, right, in our midst that prevent us from really connecting with each other and keep us isolated to a certain extent. So that prevents us from getting real information in real time. So what is it that, and I would like to do like a few parts of this series because I think, in my industry, fitness and health and weight loss, it's very common to get distracted. Like the top 10 things that prevent people from working out regularly is lack of time, inconvenience, or maybe they don't have the money for this. Okay, so those are just distractions, though, babe. Oh, and you like my new bracelet? So gangsta, right? Anyway, I'm just going to address the mind-body piece of it first in terms of fitness and weight loss because it is my industry. But I think on Tuesday, I'm also going to address, when you're getting distracted about your finances. And then Thursday, I'll probably do something more about relationships. So the distractions that we have today are numerous, hundreds and hundreds of ways to be distracted. And I have touched on this before, but the angels were telling me to please, kind of like bring it to your attention, bring your awareness to it, because what's happening is that we are in a state of flux. We're at this gateway opening. Okay, we have an opportunity to either raise our vibration so that we can embody more and more of what God has always intended for us, or we can stay embedded in the bullshit, the BS, the distractions, and get nowhere. So our souls are going to stay at that level for a long time. Okay, and they're just advising me to advise you about this dilemma. A lot of people, and by the way, I apologize, I'm sitting in front of my grill. You're on my deck. So that's why this thing is here. But, let's just take that one little bit of information, the fitness piece of it, the wellness piece of it. What is preventing you from doing the best you can for yourself, for your mind and body, for your health and well-being? So let's break this down, okay? We've all been in lockdown for the past, year, has it been, right? So can we really say that that time is still a factor? I could see that if you're commuting every day, 2 or 3 hours a day, that's viable, that's reasonable. It's hard. It was hard then to do that. I was right up in there with you. I traveled an hour and 15 minutes one way to my job at Lifetime Athletic in Westchester for a year. And I had a hard time staying awake on the drive home, So who wants to go home and work out after all of that? I'd always try to squeeze it in during the day at what they called my HWAL, Healthy Way of Life hour, which is also kind of like a farce because you needed a shower afterwards and then you got to go sweat with someone else. It was just anyway, there were a lot of distractions, even when I was surrounded by fitness, by fabulously fit, organized people that, managed to make it work for them. And they were single, usually in their 20s. So I have a lot of excuses, or I had a lot of excuses, right? But what's your excuse? Because now there's so much available online. So time can't really be the factor. You can find a 15, 20-minute workout if you had to. A lot of them are free. So it's not the money. And if you were taking a look at convenience, I mean, what better than to do that? Boom, right there on your computer, 15, 20 minutes, you're done. So I want you to take a look at what in your life is deliberately distracting you. Now, the flip side of this is you're thinking, okay, it's something I have to fix in my own head, right? But the reality is that there's a definite and a real desire in our culture to undermine our specific intentions for ourselves. It's not by mistake. And what's happened, the angels describe that there's this overwhelming intensity in our society that kind of produces a mass hypnosis of distraction. And it's really hard to break out of when you're in it. So just be advised that if you do break out of this, it's going to be because of your will and your soul meeting up and aligning. That's why, in my Be a Body Psychic course, I created the aligning flow meditation and visualization to continually align yourself with divine will and your soul, because that's the thing that creates change. Whenever I do a super conscious conversation and help someone shift their behaviors and expectations for themselves, it always produces a more positive result than when I just allow that person to kind of do workout after workout after workout without adjusting any of that. And believe me, I'm a behavior specialist with NASM. So I've tried all the traditional forms of behavior change. And yes, they raise your awareness to it, but it doesn't actually change that energetic that is deeply steeped in us all from being a part of this society that we're in. Okay. So part of us wants to be a part of the society because it's our tribe. It's who we are. It's our community. It's, I did like 3 volunteer jobs at the same time. I was raising my 3 kids until I started driving myself insane. I thought, what am I doing? I'm doing this for my kids, but I'm not doing this for my kids. What am I doing? Am I trying to impress my neighbors or my peers, or am I trying to keep the people at school happy that I was volunteering for? No, I was just kind of sucked into that group mind that said that volunteerism is great no matter what the cost. I spent a lot of time coaching kids, and I don't know if you've ever heard of it, Odyssey of the Mind. Love that program. Love it. We were practicing 5 days a week. And on Saturdays, we were doing test runs of our skills and abilities. It was grueling for a long time. The upshot of all of this, it was a great experience, very worthwhile to be in while I did it, but recognizing that I had to cut something so I wasn't distracted from that tight bond that I had with my kids or my own well-being. When you get up every morning and you're exhausted because you were practicing 3 hours the night before on something for your kids, then you're kind of not available for the rest of the family the rest of the time. So I had to weigh and measure what was more important to me. So that being said, do you sit on Facebook or, watch these podcasts for a half hour at a time? You could be doing, 30 push-ups in the background while you're watching me. I'm not saying you should, but it's a thought, isn't it? Like you could be doing a little ballet bar in the background, lifting your leg in extension. There are things that we can do that are convenient, save time and money, and get us where we need to be. And that's just on the fitness level. If, you are someone who needs a tribe, who needs a group, Peloton has a group community and they're into it. So you want to tap into the community mind that's creating the sense of hypnosis, or that group mind, that understanding that we're doing this every day. We're going to nail it. We're going to lose 30 pounds or whatever your goal is, and be a part of that group tribe so that you're feeding yourself at the same time that you're making, you're feeding your own emotional self, I'm saying, while you're making your body whole and healthy. So we also have to take a look at, and the angels are very very intent on this, just breaking those habits that have set you on a negative path for mind and body. Believing that you're not capable, believing that you're not worthy of the time, believing that maybe you don't have what it really takes to sustain a program for yourself. And when I say a program, your program could be walking for 20 minutes and lifting like 3-pound weights for biceps. Like your program could be, an Orange Theory program. It could be a boot camp somewhere, but it could be as simple as swimming 10 laps and then doing sit-ups on the side of the pool. Depends on what you can manifest, what you can make happen for yourself now. So you want to find out what people, what places, what habits you have. Is it, you're dwelling on Facebook too long? You're checking Instagram on your phone for an hour before you realize it. Find out what that specific distraction is and pull your power away from it. Pulling your power away from it. Acknowledging like, oh, wow, here I am on Instagram again. Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted. I find myself doing this daily. There's constant pop-ups of advertisements and tweets and shows and things that sound interesting to me, but that's not going to accomplish my goal, right? So set your goal. What's your biggest priority? Is it your health? Or is it relationships? Or is it finances? Or is it like right now I'm a little obsessed with finding a home. I haven't really nailed that one down yet. So find out what your bigger goal is and make sure there's no distractions between you and that goal. I started getting up at 6 a.m. again to work out because that's my goal. I need to feel good about my workout again. My workout has been kind of spotty here and there, and it's because I'm showing this house all the time. I'm looking for a house all the time. Yet another distraction, right? And it's up to me, though, to decrease the importance level of things like showing someone else's house and increase the importance level of my health and well-being, because I'm the only one that's going to take care of me, right? So you want to go through a list of things that you know are deliberate distractors. For some of you, it may be making dinner, or, like it just takes way too long, an hour and a half to make dinner. You could be making money during that time. You could be having a workout during that time. For some of us, it's like I said, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. The obsession with the social media has got to stop. We all have to take a step back and own ourselves, our time, our minds, re-own our own minds so they're not susceptible to that mass mesmerism, right? We're not going to buy into the mass media mesmerism, and we're going to start focusing more and more on those priorities. I think it's easy for a lot of people to say, but it's hard to do sometimes unless you have a reminder like right now, right? So if you feel like there is something that's preventing you from your greatest and highest good, your most profitable, your most loving self, the most fit you, make a promise to yourself right now that that's got to go. Either it's got to go entirely, and give yourself like a block of time. Like, I'm not going to look at Facebook for the next 5 days. And then when I do check in, it'll be significant and meaningful. And I'm going to limit the time to maybe 45 minutes. Check in with yourself about that habit that seems to be preventing you from getting where you really want to be and what you really want to do. And that's why Metatron was talking to me yesterday. I was saying that, someone was asking me what the significance of this was, since I posted the, and I'll post it again, the link to the 15% off of these necklaces and the I Connect necklaces. I connect to my soul, I connect to God better with the I Connect necklaces. They're asking me what the significance was. And I said, honestly, for me, this just felt different. When I sit in meditation, I feel like a gateway opening. And it feels like I am more empowered in that moment than if I weren't. But I will say that I don't know everything about it. I found that last podcast I did with Greg and Gail Hogue from Metaforms company was fascinating to me, and I want to learn more. However, I didn't really feel like I could speak about it clearly, like Gail and Greg can. And then Metatron came to me last night and he said, I'm kind of surprised you said that, because you've been able to accomplish more in your lifetime than I did in several lifetimes. And what you're doing now is laying the groundwork for the work I'm going to do in future lifetimes. So I'm so happy that that is the case, because I do not buy into any of the ads or media. When YouTube asks me, do you want to see this ad? I'm always saying no. I never put my preferences in, because I do not need that. I do not need to be led by my nose to something I don't want. I have always had a very clear vision of what I do want to create, what I feel good about, what gives me a lot of joy. Like I was saying yesterday, or not yesterday, that was Tuesday. What gives you joy is usually the thing that God wants you to do the most. So just think about that too. Now, that being said, that's all I got for today. Do your own checklist. Say hi to the bee. Hi, bee. Do your own checklist and find out what you think can be sacrificed for your greatest and highest health and well-being. All right. So today was a fitness, health, and well-being talk. Not for nothing. I have lived this, and I am constantly reinventing my mind and body. I had a very cute, I'll just share this with you. This is really cute. So this guy DMs me on Instagram and says, so how long have you been into fitness? I'm like, 30 years. And he goes, no, you mean that's how old you are? And I go, no, 30 years I've been into fitness. And he's like, oh my God, you look great. And it's because that's my goal, not to look, to look great for my age, but also just to be honest with myself and my body and continue that process that keeps us connected. This is what I'm talking about, the kind of hypnosis, group hypnosis. I walk through the malls and everyone is on average about 20, 30 pounds overweight. If you're 30 pounds overweight, not for nothing, you're obese. Okay. So this comes as a shocker to some people, but because everyone seems to look the same, it should be okay, right? It's not. And that's what the evil in the background is trying to make you believe, is that everything's okay. Even though you have high blood pressure, you're predisposed to diabetes and other heart diseases, other issues. So don't get mesmerized into the belief that everything is okay because everyone else is doing it. That's the other piece of this. I don't want to really lecture you, but this is just something that the angels were like, talk to them about group hypnosis and how that's affecting all communities across the country. All right? So I did my best. If you have any questions, you can always follow me at Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter at Nicole's MBM. For those 45 minutes you have at the end of the week, connect with me and say hi. If you have any questions, also, I have a big sale going on right now, 20% off of all services, psychic readings, personal training, long distance healing, and something I call super conscious conversations and truth talking with the body. They're all 20% off until May 31st. And I'm going to post those links to the necklace where you can buy the necklaces for 15% off, as well as my my website page, so you can check out the services, take 20% off, and then boom, you're in. I have a booking calendar on my website as well. So I'm only telling you guys this because I really truly feel it's important. I will never tell you lies. I will never give you information that I think is untrue or maybe circumstantial. I will always give you the information that the angels give me and what I have experienced personally to be true for myself and other clients that I've had, and I've had thousands over the years. So that's the truth of it. Check out what's distracting you, okay? Love your mind and body. Enjoy this glorious Memorial Day weekend, and love yourself, okay? Take care. Have a great weekend.